Svana took up the scroll and wound the wooden spools to read. Environment. Nurture. Stress. Physical destruction. To the extent stress exceeds the organism's physical ability to manage the burden, the stress will weaken the organism. Stress refers to the burdening of the organism's ability to react to a requirement placed upon it within its environment. The weakening of the organism is a realized overburdening of the organism's ability to adapt to the changing circumstance. If the organism is to avoid weakening through overburdening, then it must develop its resilience to avoid the potential for overburdening. All physical structure manifested in an environment has characteristics that are strengthened by certain factors within their environment and weakened by others. The ability to achieve and sustain the manifestation of potential over time requires the protection of the organism's own interests in the manifestation of its own potential. This means employing its innate faculties to feed its body and protect its body within the environment. This applies not merely to the individual itself, but also potentially collectively, where innate mutual reliance with others reinforces the organism's protection of itself. For the rational reflective organism, it requires, in addition, the protection of sources of sustenance and the protection against forces that would cause the failure of sustenance. Failure of sustenance for the reflective organism can stem from environmental factors outside of the control of the reflective organism, and from environmental factors within the control of the organism, such as mismanagement of influence within the environment as a result of short-sighted subjective intent. The rational reflective organism must control the stress imposed by the subjective intent so as to diminish the potential for that stress to weaken the organism to the point of extinction. Uncontrolled stress does not need to result in extinction to render harm. Stress increases when the physical structure of the organism is burdened. Where the stress is controlled, the organism will strengthen. Where the stress is uncontrolled, it may injure the organism. The rational reflective organism must apply controlled stress in order to strengthen to diminish the potential for uncontrolled stress to weaken the organism to the point of disability. Disability of the organism is only sustainable where the environment allows for it. In the innate state of existence, disability means extinction. In the subjective reflective state, it may be sustained until the costs of mismanagement as a result of the subjective reflective intent accrue and the organism is returned to the innate state. In the rational reflective state, disability may only be sustained to the extent it does not impede the overall strength of the organism towards the manifestation of its subjective potential through the pursuit of positive substantial import, the path of ever-increasing controlled stress.